Hey guys, my name is Morten. I am with the customer care team, and I am part of the support. So, welcome to Morten's Corner, a little short version. And for those of you unfamiliar with Morten's Corner, it's a series of videos that I've done on just random unspecified topics that I think are exciting me, so I feel like sharing them with you. And I just, for those who's also familiar with some of the stuff I've done previously, I've tried to do something new, so it's something you haven't seen before. So let me just jump straight in. The first one here is regarding the group setup in Word. It's one of the most common questions we get, and let me just show you what I mean by that. So let's bring up ClickLearn Studio here. So in the standard version of ClickLearn with no modification, when you have a group of items, they're just aligned left and right in the HTML view, and it's very nice. It can sometimes be a little bit difficult to see all the screen because it's compressed a little bit on when you print it out or when you view it in the Word, for example. So the standard is therefore looks like this. Let me just bring up the standard. It's down there. View Word. Here we go. So the standard is that you have the picture and then you're referencing all the steps in the picture here, right? So you have to kind of go through the steps and you have to go up and say, hey, what was I looking at? Oh yeah, this was step 2. Yeah, let me just read on. So that's kind of how it looks by default in the Word. Now, a lot of people are asking, how do we make it look like we do in the web view? That's a very common question. So let's go ahead and show you how it's actually processed. So if you go in here in the template, it takes a bit of time to load. All right, so let's go to the Word and then the handle group. So what you can see here is that it ends any current table, then it makes a new line. It will then put in the notes, then the image, and then we'll make a new line, and then the text will come, and then it's going to do a double spacing, right? So 2 new lines, and that's it. So what we can do instead is to modify this so that it looks the same way as it does in the web view, which I've done here. All right. So in the Word, handle group. So in this one, what we're doing is that we're making a new table, then we're going to make a new row, and then we're going to start a column. We're going to put the notes and the text in that column. Then we're going to stop the column and start a new column. So on the next side here, then we're going to put the image in there, and then we're going to end the column and then end the row. So effectively, it's going to look like exactly like you saw before, right? Yeah. So if I now have changed it and I produce this again, there we go. Just let it rip for a second. All right. So if you look at the Word now, it is going to look like this. So now they're side by side. One could argue that the screens are a little bit smaller and they're a bit harder to read, but that's kind of how it's set up now. And of course, it's just a matter of personal preference, which you prefer. So, but it's a frequently asked question, so I thought I'd cover it here. Now, let's pop back into the PowerPoint here because I have some other stuff I want to talk to you about. Where are we? There we go. All right. So also, you can actually use the assistant for any web page that doesn't support a native built-in assistant like CRM or Business Central would, for example. So let's go ahead and show that. I've made one over here. Let's see, I made a recording here, and all it does, it's going to navigate a bit around the portal. So it's going to navigate a bit around the portal here, show us how things are done. So what you can do is that when you produce your book, I put it in a book here, you can choose to upload it to the cloud down here, the repository. That enables the assist, right? So whenever you go to this URL and you're signed into the company for which you produce, then you will have an assistant available on that page. Let me show you how that looks. So in your content cloud, you will see your assist repository. You can see it here. You can see that for any people signing into this account, watching this page, they're going to have this available to them. So let's go ahead and try that and see if it works. So let me sign in up here. So this extension is for the assist, right? And let me just sign in. Right. Okay, cool. So now you suddenly see the little assist popping up out here. And in this case, I only have one recording. If I had multiple books, they will be listed a book here, and then you would have a little insert, and then you would have the recordings listed, right? So here's a brief overview of the process. So let's go ahead and click Assist Me Now. It will then take me through whatever I'm recording on this web page. Do you want to learn about an ad? Yes, I'd love to. Yes. And then we can go on here and so forth. So I thought that's a pretty cool little thing to show you. One more thing you can do with this, of course, is you can choose the content type. If you don't want the virtual assistant, you can also choose that you want, for example, to view the portal. You can have it jump straight into the Show Me video, or you could have the normal recording web view for the web page, right? And that is of course being this one here. A second. This view here. This is that's what it meant by that. Where you have the different options out here. So, all right. Let's see what else we have. So another question I get is often recorded unsupported apps. Now see, we're running low on time, so I will just show you some pre-recorded stuff I've done, okay? No, actually, I'll show you because we won't have, it won't make sense otherwise. All right, so there are two types of apps you can record. And what defines an app eligible for recording with ClickLearn? This is typically how an app looks. You have a frame around it, and you have some buttons, maybe some windows here. And if it allows for direct access with the Windows accessibility layer, then we can typically record it with ClickLearn and identify the individual buttons. Now, that is one part. The next part is, do these individual buttons have names? Do they have a unique ID that we can reference back to? So this, yeah, this kind of tells you if we can record it or not. Some parts of the application might be recordable, for example, this down here, but maybe not the frame up here because of the way that it's written. Let's have a look at an application which is, it's semi-recordable, let me call it that, and that is Adobe here. Everyone knows Adobe, so let's go ahead and try to record that. Let me show you how that looks. All right. Yes. Okay. Now just waiting for the recorder to kick in. So as you can see, the bits up here, they're going just fine. It's recording just fine, no problem at all. So the frame here is a little bit different, right? It doesn't identify the individual items. The same over here, we don't have everything, but that's not a problem. You can still record it. Let's try to record the redact. All right, I'm gonna just close that. Okay, let's stop the recorder now and let's see what you can do with that. I'm just gonna call it something. All right, so here you can see that it doesn't identify the name because a name is not specified, and it just highlights the whole frame. So what you can do with this is you can go in the thumbnail editor here, and you can say, well, that's what I clicked. And you can also see the little marker here, and just click OK. And click OK. And let's see if it moves it down. So here we go. Now we have redact recorded, and we still want the phrasing here, right? So let's pop in here and say redact. All right, there we go. So you can actually record a full application like this with some editing. You can record, and all the formats, all the different learning formats looks just as well. The video works fine, the try me works fine, the test me, everything it's working just as a fully supported application would, but there is a bit more editing involved, right? Now, you can also record a fully unsupported application where there is nothing in the application that is detected. And let me try to give you an example of that. 1 second, this one. So let me go ahead and record this. There we go. All right. So let's just minimize that. Okay. So as you can see, the frame is around the whole application because none of the elements are identifiable at all. So let's click on something. Click on this down here. All right, that's fine. Let's click on this here. Okay, and let's go ahead and stop the recorder and see what we got. We just close this down. All right. Okay. Oh yeah, this is an admin application, therefore it's not recorded. I would need to run ClickLearn in the same privilege level, so I would actually need to run ClickLearn as an admin to record that specific application. Luckily, I did a pre-recording yesterday when I was messing around with this, so let me just find the right one. It's not that one, then it will be this one, right? Yes, okay. So here you see parts of the application. For example, here, you can see that I clicked on something, but we can't see what it is. So let's go ahead and bring that up. I clicked on profile number 1. You cannot see that, but you can see it highlights the whole application. That's not a problem. Let's hold down Shift, draw a new hotspot around this, click OK, and let's click OK again. It will now move the cropping. We can also move the green rectangle so it doesn't show me all these icons. Probably gonna look a bit better, right? So let's drag this up here and click OK again. There we go. All right, let's go ahead and add something here. So what text should be? Should be profile 1. All right. All right, there we go. So that's how you can record a quote-unquote unsupported application that is written in such a manner that ClickLearn is not able to read the unique elements on the screen. And it still look nice. So yeah, there you have it. I can see that we are running very low on time. So the last thing I wanted to talk about was actually it was regarding the template connected text and how you can manipulate it and how you can change it for your organization, but also just for a specific, a very specific item for your own editing needs. I will record all these and put them on Morten's Corner online. Sorry, on the Morten's Corner on the usual channel, right? And I will also do this one here because I've been excited to tell you about that. But it's just, unfortunately, we'll run out of time. So yeah, thank you very much for joining in. And if you do have any questions, please leave them. Please leave them in the hub, or please just leave them in the chat here, and then I'll get back to you either later today or by other means. You'll definitely get an answer. So yeah, thank you for tuning in, and have a wonderful rest of your conference.